Welcome back to the MartiniWorks Podcast, and I am back.
Hello.
I did not get eaten. Welcome. And if you guys are looking for, a little hell yeah moment coming into springtime, getting your car ready, you can do that over at MartiniWorks.com. Because modding your car before the season starts, that deserves a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And if you don't, that deserves public humiliation.
Hell no.
So don't do that. Dakota, what are we talking about today?
Well, a lot of things are kind of starting to change up around here, around these parts.
Oh.
And I think you have some more information on it, because honestly, I have no idea. I don't know what's going on in the world. I stay out of it. I go home, I eat, I sleep, and I come here and sell parts. It's my life, baby. Love it.
I like it.
So tariffs. What's that going to do?
Whoa.
Yeah, I said the T word.
Uh-oh.
Big T.
Everybody above 45 on Facebook about to get real opinionated
Yeah.
about this. So
They're already there.
that's true. That's true.
Welcome.
That's true. So the tariffs are becoming a conversation in the aftermarket automotive scene, and for the most part, I got great news. It's gonna suck. There's really no big way around it.
What's the good news?
There is no good news.
Why did you say you specifically said I have great news?
I lied.
What's the bad news?
Horrible.
then?
That everything's going to be more expensive.
Oh.
So obviously the situation is still developing, but we've lived through a couple of these now.
I was gonna say it's not our first
Yeah.
rodeo with all
Not our
this.
first tariff rodeo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so back in 2019, fun fact, there was anti-dumping,
Why'd you look at me?
because I just knew you were going to either laugh or say some dumb shit. So I'm just
No,
waiting.
I respect anti-dumping.
Alex was filming a video the other day, and it was here, and it was late, and I was ready to go home, and he said it was like the anti-dumping dump it was just the most like out of pocket string of words. it got me, and I fucking lost it.
Yeah, anti-dumping is...
Pro-dumping, anti-dumping, I don't know. Hit me with it all.
So anti-dumping is this thing that countries can do when they say, hey, you're bringing stuff into our country way below the value of that product, and it's causing a sea of mess. It's causing consumer changes. It's causing our industries to change. It's causing all of our processes, and people can't pay their wages, and then companies go out of business, blah, 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 blah. This happened in 2019, and it happened with passenger truck and bus tires specifically from China to the United States. And so in 2019, the average price of a tire for that market went up like 25%, 33%. It was a pretty big hit.
Yeah.
And it hit a lot of manufacturing that tire companies did here in the States. So then they started to switch more to passenger car production instead. But it never actually hit like your cheap, car tires. Well, what's happening now in 2025 is not necessarily on the rubber side of things, but just any aluminum and any imported part.
Uh-oh.
The man upstairs is saying is going to be at least a 25% increase.
That's basically everything.
If it's made outside of the United States. Yeah.
That's basically everything.
So your $4,000 set of Volks will become
A lot.
Not more.
$5,000. But it sucks, obviously for the consumer it just sucks. Take the rhyme or reason out of it. Everything just is becoming more and more expensive. And a lot of car enthusiasts, surprisingly enough, the stuff is not made here. Now you might be saying, but Alex, 3-piece wheels manufactured in America. It won't happen to them because manufactured. Yeah, but the metal comes from overseas.
Yeah, it all comes from like Malaysia.
It all comes from Malaysia,
over there.
Indonesia, or China. China's like the biggest exporter of aluminum in the world.
Uh-oh.
Like about 15 times bigger than like the second biggest. So
So you're telling me we should just all start go looking for aluminum?
I bet you if we found some aluminum in the backyard, we'd be rich.
I got some aluminum in the cabinet.
But we need to start collecting cans because it's going to get pricey. So if you guys are on the fence about getting your car parts, we're going to probably let you all know when like the clock starts ticking. The current sensitive date is middle of March. Some people are saying that the tariffs are going to be enacted on 3/1. Other people are saying it's going to be enacted on 3/31. We'll obviously keep you guys in the loop as that starts to happen, because for us, it's essentially everything's as normal, pricing is normal, everything's normal, but the moment that the suppliers raise the price for their next shipments that are coming in, the prices on our website then go up with that as well.
Yep.
So some people will say, well, inventory over here, we're going to keep it at a low price. Typically, that just doesn't really work out.
It's going to have to go up at some point.
It's all going to go
eventually.
up. Like anybody that says that, usually they're full of shit.
They'll run through their current inventory, and then as soon as the next container has to be brought in,
It's the same thing.
it delays it, which
for 30 days. Because
props to them for doing that, but it just gives you a little more time. But in the end goal, it's going to have to go up.
Yeah. So that's not good news. And I hate to be the
news.
bearer of bad news. I come back for one podcast, and all I got is
You
bad
brought
news.
some BS.
No, BN.
So
Stinky.
anti-dumping. So you think it's legit everything, right? Wheels, coilovers, exhaust,
Anything.
intake.
Yeah.
And that goes for, it's even worse for the cheaper products coming in now too, because the cheaper products had this benefit of saying if it was under a certain value, you got to avoid an additional tax. Because when things are over a certain value, they get taxed in addition to the import tax. And so a lot of if you have any significant others or maybe yourself, if you buy Shein or you buy some of your favorite $3 shower curtains from Alibaba, all that stuff is also going to start going up because they're trying to enact that the tariff and the tax is going to be impacted on anything coming in regardless of value. So everything gets more expensive. It's not just things over a certain value and just one type of product.
Why? Why do this?
Because they want stuff made in America. But it's hard because guess what? There's not a whole lot of aluminum getting pumped out onto the streets in America.
No.
It's cheaper to get it from everywhere else than it is to make it here. It's just the way of the world.
We'll see, I guess.
But yeah, so there you go. Now you guys know. If you guys are wondering, yeah.
So you're saying, not doing this as a sales pitch, but legit now is the best time probably to pick up your bigger purchases for your car.
Absolutely. If you guys are looking on the little stuff, I wouldn't panic too much, right? It's gonna go up. Is it gonna suck? Yeah, it'll suck, but you'll live. We'll live. We'll all live. But the big stuff, wheels, suspension, coilovers, if you have, a special exhaust that you want to get, the stuff that's high dollar value, yes, there's a little bit of pressure of saying you should probably do it now because literally overnight it will become 25%
Basically, you're saying
more expensive.
anything over $1,000, you're going to obviously see the biggest impact. You're talking a 25% increase.
Yeah.
For $5, that's not too bad. For $1,000, that's pretty bad.
Exactly. And that's what I always try to be careful with. There's some people that will try to spin this into promoting their own product, but the tariff and just what Donald Trump is saying is very clear. Anything that gets off of a boat from another country, regardless of the country, if it is made of aluminum or it has aluminum in it, 25% increase. That's it. Simple.
Well, goddamn.
Yeah. So I know you guys and gals, we're not the only ones that talk to you about car parts. We know we're not the only ones that have ads out there in the world, but you're going to hear a lot of people try to swing this into some sort of sales promotion for themselves, or they're going to say that their price isn't going to, everything's going to go up. At this time, there is no way to evade it unless you have stock in the country already, which most companies operate on a 30-day inventory level or 45-day inventory level for this sort of stuff.
So obviously this has been kind of in the news. It's been talked about ever since, a couple months ago, things like that. We talked to brands a lot. How are they, is there any temperature check on how they're feeling about all this?
Some people are panicking.
Okay.
To high hell. It's scary because it's a lot of money and nobody gets the money except the government. So there's no real win for the industry per se. But what I will say is some companies have already responded. Enki, for instance, and Koenig have already responded. They're already shifting a lot of their manufacturing. They make a lot of stuff for other companies, so they private label a lot of wheels. They've essentially told those companies, hey, we can't support you right now because we're going to support ourselves. So I know that Enki and Koenig, they've been increasing their manufacturing on their own stuff, trying to get it into the country in time. so that they can kind of stock up before the tariffs. I know some other companies do that as well. Any of the big companies, if they know that this is coming, you can
That they have like direct access to like a manufacturing.
Yeah, if they own the
facility.
factory, you know, and that's a lot of times what you start getting into the China car parts stuff like that. It's like a lot of these guys that are over there that are that big, they own the factory. It's their factory.
Right.
It's not they're borrowing the factory from somebody else.
Like Enki, like that is their factory.
YHI International, it's their
factory.
And so that's kind of what they're up to right now, is they're just making as much as they can, as fast as they can. And what we see, and you guys may not care about this, but the last time we saw a tariff like this hit, it was about 6 weeks of like, God damn, this sucks. And I remember we were panicking and we were trying to figure out what the hell were we going to do. And then slowly the market kind of came back. So if it does happen, we're all eating ramen for 6 weeks and we're not turning on the heat.
Barely turn on the heat now.
Yeah, imagine then.
It's set to like 62 degrees in here.
It's 66 and it is nice in here.
It's definitely colder than 66.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
It's 62.
It's not 62.
I guarantee you go over to that thermostat right now. It's 62 or 63 degrees
All
in
right,
here.
he'll be right back.
Anyway,
So, how about that weather?
yeah, pretty cold out.
Yeah, freezing, some would say. And the good news is I don't mind it. I like it cold. 65, so in between.
You said it was 66. So
Yeah. Everyone was wrong. We all lose.
lose, lose, lose.
Do the voice.
No, I'm not doing it.
All right. To lighten the mood a little bit here, I got a question for you guys. If Donald Trump was a car enthusiast, what car would he drive? And I'm thinking more like tuner style.
You're asking
You want us to answer in like that, or you're thinking?
No. I want you to answer in like that.
Oh,
I don't want you to be like Rolls Royce Phantom
Okay.
or some, not that type of shit.
So if Donald Trump was a car enthusiast, what tuner car would he drive?
yeah,
That's a dangerous question.
we can loosen up to enthusiast car. I would say.
oh God.
Like my funny answer, really, I was thinking.
Yeah,
like
I'm trying-
Fahrenheit GTI, 100%. Bright orange, just screams DT all over it. Otherwise, more realistically, I feel like he'd be in like a Camaro or
Yeah.
a Vet, C8 Corvette. I could see that. I could see DT driving a C8 Corvette.
I could see Donald Trump putting the sign in front of the C8 Corvette at the Corvette meet. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, yeah.
set
Setting up
up.
the little stand.
Yeah,
and-
the one of 10.
It's the greatest car ever made. It's the best. I love Chevy. Chevy loves me. We work together. It's amazing. It's the best car ever made. It's made in America.
25% more now.
I'm making China pay for it.
Don't worry, you're fine.
How do you guys do that so well?
Alex loves it.
I live off of Gels doing Donald Trump impersonations. It's like, it's like a drug.
So what car, Alex? What do you think he's whipping?
A 300C.
Wow. Okay.
Interesting.
Before he got into politics. Like, that's what I would imagine Donald Trump driving around Appleton, Wisconsin.
Oh my God.
With some, like, dub ballers.
Yeah.
Dub ballers?
Yeah, that's what I see.
He's like, it looks like a Bentley. I don't know any better.
I don't want to spend any money.
It's the American Bentley.
It's better.
It's better. Made in America.
Stellantis, not that bad. Everybody gets it wrong. I think they're doing a great
Oh
job.
my God. Dude.
You have to
I
do
don't
your
know.
response with the Donald Trump impersonation.
I'm trying to pick what vehicle. That's like the hardest question I've ever been asked in my life.
But you can't
Weird.
say
Like
anything.
I really wonder the last time dude even drove himself anywhere.
That's what
to
I'm
be
saying.
honest.
Drives his golf cart quite a bit.
Yeah. Okay. So
I'm trying to think. Dude's a Jeep person.
really,
Oh yeah. I love
Wow.
Jeeps. I can take the doors off, basically a golf cart.
it's basically a golf.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, I can see that. That's pretty good. You guys will have to comment down below what you think. I wanna read these. They make me laugh. I don't get political. I don't care. It feels so out of my control and out of what I understand or even care to know. So,
Yeah.
have at it. Say what you want.
That's fair.
It's yours. Comment section is yours.
It's yours. We'll open
Did
the
you
floodgates.
speaking of Corvette, American made? You see the C8 ZR1 like decimated.
Yeah, I
4
did.
track records,
including ours, like right down the road here. I was like, when the fuck did they do that?
Yeah.
It's been -10 out.
Wait, who did what?
So the Z01 or
Yes,
Z06.
so the
Sorry, I'm
new
butchering it.
Chevy Corvette has officially announced its records at 4 prominent tracks, and it has decimated almost every record at every single track.
Including Road
Road
America.
America. I think it
That's
ran-
what you're referring to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it ran a 2-minute 8-second at Road America,
Fucking
which
insane.
is crazy. Just to put that in perspective, the Unlimited class at Grid Life, that 1,300 horsepower Trans Am crazy ass car,
Yeah.
ran a 208.
Damn.
Yeah, and this is a
It's just a
stock
factory production car.
Yeah.
Street legal production. Ran the
Dude.
same thing.
I seen, I was going through stories. I think Cleus McFarland's looking for one. He's like, someone, allotment,
Yeah.
please. I
Yeah.
need the C8.
because
People are
it's
getting
like
hyped for
it's
it.
got like over 1,000 horsepower or something,
Yeah.
doesn't it? Yeah, it's fucking
like-
ridiculous.
The refined Hellcat.
Honestly,
The
it is.
businessman's Hellcat.
For the longest time, I've liked what Dodge did with the Hellcat because it was so Dodge of Dodge to just
Yeah.
huge ass engine, big ass supercharger.
It's just hell yeah.
Yes, hell,
hell yeah.
yes. You want a passenger seat? It's a buck. You know, like that was just rad marketing. And now Chevy's like, hey, 1,000 horsepower, and we can turn.
It even turns.
Damn it!
Your
Do that.
your move, you know? And it's like, that's so cool. I love what Chevy is doing. I mean, I think Chevy and Cadillac and all those cars, I think they're a little bit out of our price range, but they are super
say.
rad cars.
That's a fair assessment. I would say that not to be a negative Nancy here and not comparing it to the new one, but I drove a C8 and I just didn't enjoy it. I did not like it. And maybe it was the specific car. Like
We've talked about
yeah,
this before.
they didn't do it for me. I don't know why.
The nose felt super light when I drove one at
Yeah.
the driving education thing over in
Driver's
outside
ed.
of Las Vegas.
Oh,
What
Ron
is it called?
Fellows.
Ron Fellows.
There you go.
We did a 2.5, 3-day driving class with them, and the
so
nose
you got
just
to
felt
know 'em.
Yeah, the nose just felt super light. Yeah, we like drove the doors
Well,
off.
the engine ain't up there.
Yeah, so I know that was like I think the one that we drove was pretty base model.
Mm-hmm.
And I say
I think
that
so
in
too.
quotations.
It also, I think, needs
But-
some love. Like it needs some new brakes.
Yeah,
and-
yeah.
So like,
wasn't
I
in
try to
the
take it with a
best
grain
shape,
of
yeah.
salt.
But I know what you mean though. Like I got in it and I was like excited for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not like I went in and it's like, oh, I hate domestic cars,
Yeah,
so I'm gonna
right.
hate this. It's like, no, I drove the Charger before or the Challenger before that. That sucked. Went into that because I knew I was gonna hate it. Went into the C8 with like a really open mind. 'Cause I'm like, this is gonna be dope. Like these are like, at the time they were pretty new. Like this is gonna be like really dope. And it was the same thing. I was left. I was like,
a lot of
but I know like this new one that they have now.
Yeah,
it's like
that's
yeah.
a
it's
completely,
it's a
that's
completely different car. Yeah.
Yeah, I think what people have said now that because I actually got the C8 to drive on the sim a little bit too to see if I still felt that way, and it's like they just require what feels like quite a bit of trail braking all the time just to keep that front end going where it needs to go. Otherwise, it constantly just like feels like this, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm excited to actually see one of these fancy dancy 1,000 horsepower Corvettes because I know that everybody that's about to pick one up does not need to actually own a 1,000 horsepower Corvette. It's going to be some old ass that's getting his sign ready to go to the local Corvette meet, and everybody's going to look at this thing, and that car is never going to touch over 65.
I feel like one day we'll be those guys. We're gonna get that like
I strive to be that.
we're gonna
guy.
be old, washed up, and we're just gonna want to get a car that does everything the way it is, and we're gonna be so proud of it. And we're just
I'm
gonna
at 2 out of 3 of those steps.
let it sit there.
That's like most Rotary owner people now. Like,
Hey.
Hey, Joe's Rotary was his most reliable fucking car. That
True.
other than the brakes, which that could have been anything.
Yeah.
And
That's just old
I have
car
so
stuff.
much respect for the RX-8 after Joe's owned one, did stuff to it,
the
drove
fact
it
that-
everywhere.
Yeah, the fact you drove it all the way down to Tennessee was that was what
Drove
it
it all the
needed.
time.
Drove it everywhere.
Yeah. With that being said, if you guys are
On
looking
air. Sorry.
if you guys are,
Three-piece wheels.
I'm not going to do it. I was going to do it, but I'm going to get slapped if I do it.
which if you guys If you guys are looking to keep your car clean before you take it to the old Corvette meet, not trying to talk smack about Corvette owners, we actually have a new sponsor of the MartiniWorks podcast, which is Melco Automotive.
Hey, yo!
If you guys didn't know, we actually just put them on the website. We have been testing different detailing products for what seems like ages.
Like 2
because
years.
all of them seem to just suck in some regard. It was like something's too streaky or something's too concentrated or something just smells really good or something
A
actually
lot of them
doesn't clean.
smell bad.
And a lot of them just smell like bad. But we did not use smell to determine this, but
A little
a little bit. We did essentially finally say, you know what? This one checks all the boxes. We actually had Melco Automotive come up to the shop, work on our very own GTT, test out the products. We asked a bunch of questions. We really tried to understand what was going to work best for people that modified their car. Melco Automotive have a ton of different products. We only put the ones that we personally have experience on the website, and they are fantastic. If you guys and gals are picking up wheels and tires, there's specific cleaners for that on the website now. If you're looking to get some ceramic polish, we have that on the website. If you're looking to get some car wash or waterless OTG, stuff for the car shows, we have that on the website. So really excited about this. It's not too expensive. It's definitely not the cheapest, but it's definitely not it's probably for us what we would call like the buy once, cry once kind of thing, because we have our little Melco kits that we have in all of our cars now. Goes with us to every single car show, every car event, and it's absolutely bang on. So if you're looking to try something new for your car washing or car detailing, can't say enough good stuff about Melco Automotive, and you can find it over at MartiniWorks.com. I feel like it's only fair. We asked you, what type of enthusiast car does Donald Trump own? And the answers were a orange Volkswagen,
Fahrenheit edition.
a 300C, and a
Jeep.
What would Joe Biden drive?
A hearse.
Not
You wouldn't be driving.
It's not political, I swear. He's just old.
He's really
Age
old.
joke, not a political joke.
He's
Calm down.
really old. I've Googled it multiple times because I couldn't believe it. Like, I don't think Walmart greeters can be that old. I'm not even, like, it's not even a joke, really. Like,
I
that's
know.
like dead ass.
No.
He's almost. God.
Also, I do strongly believe that I would say 65-second driver's test. I said it. Maybe it's a hot take. I don't know. At 65-second driver's test comes in.
Yeah, you start getting
100%.
your money back from all the taxes you paid for the 40 years that you worked. You got to just make sure you can actually put the turn signal on.
Yeah.
You know?
At least.
I think that's a good check.
Yeah.
Like if you put an old person at a roundabout, what do?
Yeah, like, because I'm like, all right, what's the speed limit here? 25. How fast are you going? 15. Yeah, doc. No, you're gonna lose your license. You keep that up.
I can't see that fast.
Also, if
Also
you
off.
you come to a complete stop to make a turn, you are fucking done for. No more. You can't get it back. You are license revoked. You are on a list. If you stop during a turn, unless it's a stop sign or a stoplight.
The only time I've seen excited old people drive is when they're following emergency vehicles to see what's going on.
Oh my God, you're 100% right, though.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
the only time. And if they do that, immediate
Yeah,
dock.
suddenly they're aware of their surroundings.
Yeah. All of a sudden you know
Sirens.
all of a sudden you know where you're going.
Yeah.
How interesting is that?
Yeah, sorry. Okay, yeah, Joe Biden, what's he cruising in? What's he whipping?
Cadillac CTSV.
Wow, okay. All right.
Like
You think Joe's a baddie, low key.
yeah.
All right.
I was gonna say Buick LeSabre.
Doesn't he actually have a Corvette? I thought there was something.
Honestly,
No,
I don't
he
know.
does. He
Yeah.
has
Does
like a
The GM
cool
guy.
car. I was gonna say Buick LeSabre.
A Buick checks out 100%. That's a good call. I'm trying to think what a LeSabre looks like.
Like if I didn't know Joe Biden and I saw him get out of a car at a Taco John's, Buick LeSabre. If I saw him going into a Quick Trip to grab a $1.79, little rib Sammy special, Buick LeSabre. I don't see him going into a local credit union and not getting back into a Buick LeSabre. That's like that creamish
Or
brown.
like a
Yeah.
town and country.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
like the highest like trim level.
Yes.
One. And it's like just stupid clean.
Yeah, with a bunch of chrome shit. still
Oh,
on
yeah,
it. Yeah,
100%.
absolutely. But parked on the line when he drove in because he can't
Right.
see.
Yeah.
Clearly, takes him 7 minutes to get into the credit union. 30 minutes to talk to all the ladies.
Okay.
He kind of hits on him
All
a little
right,
bit
all
on the
right.
way through.
Yeah.
Hey, to throw it back. Whoa.
What? Pardon?
Hold up. It's just a podcast. Realistically, at his age, which I'll have to Google for a third time because I still can't believe what it is, what would you be driving? If you're that age right now, what do you think you'd go out and get?
Oh God.
Toyota.
With like today's vehicles.
Yes, like today's,
Okay.
like you're the age right this second.
Do I have unlimited money?
You have $400K per year. I think that's what the president used to make.
I got it.
Okay.
I would go through the difficult process of getting a third-gen Toyota Century into the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's solid. That checks
get
out.
it.
That's my
Those
option.
are dope.
Yeah.
Probably just get a nice truck, honestly.
How can you get up in the truck as an old
I
ass?
have the steps. Keeps me in shape.
See,
That's my exercise for the day.
You guys are literally going about this all wrong. It's
What's
kind
that?
of embarrassing. You're going to be old. You're going to be pissing people off. So what you need to do is get ahead of that, all right? You don't want to be pissing people off.
Yeah.
What vehicle on the road doesn't piss people off ever? There's only one. The Oscar Mayer Wiener Mobile. Somehow I would acquire that. I would drive it. It doesn't matter how slow you drive. It doesn't matter how fast you drive. Everyone's happy. They're waving. They're taking photos. Boom. My license is not getting revoked, and I am driving that to my grave.
I want to be mad, but you're 100% right in everything that
Yeah.
you just said.
Could you imagine old Dakota trying to parallel park the Oscar Wiener Mobile down on College?
Lower it
Everyone
a
would
little
move out of the way for him.
bit. Wheels.
Have you guys ever seen the Wiener Mobile?
Yes, in Appleton.
In Appleton?
Yes, dude, in town. Not even on the highway, in town.
I haven't seen it in decades.
It was like a year, maybe 2 years ago. I fucking seen it. Like on my way home. I'm like, what is it doing here?
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
There's only a few times in my life where I've been really disappointed in the decisions my father made. But when I was a kid, I saw the Wiener Mobile
Yeah.
at, I think it was a festival or a Gordy's in Eau Claire,
Sounds about right.
and he didn't stop.
He just kept going.
And we kept
You
driving
didn't get your
home.
Wiener whistle?
Damn it.
What?
Diabolical names, by the way.
Yeah.
They knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
The original Duolingo. They're like, let's.
But I mean, like, dude, driving the GTT through town, yeah, you get a lot of people taking photos. But you drive the Wiener Mobile, you're damn near causing accidents just because of how happy people
Yeah.
are.
I was going to say, you can't be mad
Nope.
at the Wiener Mobile. It's just doing its thing.
Yeah.
Donald Trump in a 300C versus Dakota in the Wiener Mobile, and I think Dakota takes it.
Oh, 1,000% all day. Not even.
Even with
not
the
even
windows
question.
down. Even if they knew, they're still looking at the Wiener Mobile.
You know, I've never, like, I wonder what the interior looks like. Is it like RV?
Probably gross.
It's
No,
probably
it's
really
not gross.
basic.
Should I
You
look
think it's
it
really
up?
big? Yeah.
It's probably really. They probably like. They're like, they just keep it as normal as possible, and it's like just like a Crown Vic interior. Like,
Wait, what's it based off of?
I don't, because it's big.
Yeah, like what's its like original chassis?
It's got to be
Guys,
like a
we
truck
we were so wrong.
What is it?
Oh my God.
Well,
Look inside the Oscar Mayer Wiener Mobile.
That's glorious.
It looks like it's
Okay.
from the future.
it's got like a sky.
This is incredible.
It literally
Yeah,
has
so
like a sky.
to
painted
describe,
on
you
the
got
roof.
red and yellow seats, which that's not the good
Checks
part.
out.
But it has like a sky wrap on top of the roof.
Yeah, and it's got windows. It kind of looks
It
like
looks
you're in a
like-
little train.
It looks like if Air Force One was owned by Oscar Mayer. That's how you can imagine it. It's
is
really nice on the
incredible.
inside.
It kind of looks like if
Alex, figure out what the chassis is. Like what engine is in it? What is it built off of?
Can we like modify it at all?
Is one available?
It's one for sale. How many are there?
Yeah, and then what's the bolt pan? There's got to be some
Who
wheels we
was
could throw on that.
responsible for building the Oscar Mayer Wiener Mobile?
it's wow. It was created in 1936.
Wait,
What?
Hold up.
That's an old wiener.
And also, there's multiple of them. There's not just one Wiener Mobile. I didn't know that.
I knew there was a couple of them.
No, there was only one. That's
Yeah, that's incorrect.
They say, well, there's a citation needed, so I guess it's not verified. But either using a Dodge chassis or a Willys Jeep chassis all the way back in the 1950s.
oh, it's a fucking
No.
Jeep?
Was
In 1969, new Wiener Mobiles were built on the Chevrolet motorhome chassis and
Okay, that makes
featured
sense.
Ford Thunderbird taillights.
Okay.
In
That's
1976,
interesting.
Plastic Products built a fiberglass and styrofoam model, again on a Chevy motorhome chassis. In 1988, they made a fleet of 6 Wienermobiles using converted Chevy van chassis. And then in
Never enough buns.
There was just never quite enough.
Or one extra bun, I can't remember.
In 2004, the Wienermobile included voice-activated GPS navigation,
Ooh.
an
In what
audio
year?
center in a wireless microphone, a horn that plays the Wiener jingle
What's the Wiener jingle?
in 21 different genres.
Pause. What is the Wiener jingle? I didn't know it had a Wiener jingle, especially in the horn.
You ready?
21 genres?
Oh, I wish I were an Oscar Mayer
okay.
Wiener.
I did know that.
That is what I truly like to be.
I just didn't know it was in the horn.
What did it mean by different genres? Like, is there
I'm
like
assuming different people singing the same tune. This is a real thing. I'm not making this up, chat.
is there a Christmas one?
I'm going to let everyone know right now, the podcast was never supposed to go this direction today.
But I'm glad it did.
Look at this. In 2007, a Wienermobile with the Wisconsin license plate
Ooh.
of Yummy made headlines after being stopped by an Arizona Department of Public Safety officer for having an allegedly stolen license plate.
Wait,
So was it stolen?
That's insane. No, it wasn't stolen.
Aw.
In 2009, a Wienermobile on a cul-de-sac of Mount... Are these things located in Wisconsin?
Well, one is. I
hear
seen
is
it.
about Wisconsin.
really?
2009, a Wienermobile on a cul-de-sac in Mount Pleasant, Wisconsin, was attempting to turn around in a residential driveway. The driver, thinking the vehicle was in reverse, accelerated forward, lodging the Wienermobile under a house and destroying the house's deck.
It penetrated?
A house!
That's insane.
This thing is diabolical. Again, in 2020, a Wienermobile was pulled over by a Waukesha, Wisconsin.
Okay, hold on. Hold on.
These dogs be getting dirty in Wisconsin.
For violating the move over law, which requires motorists to switch lanes to pass an emergency vehicle with
Okay,
its
to be
warning lights
fair,
on.
you're not quickly maneuvering the Wienermobile.
You move out of the way for the Wiener. The Wiener don't move for
That
you.
is the emergency vehicle. I'm fucking hungry.
Priorities. Wienermobile.
Okay.
Ambulance.
The Wiener,
Hold on.
The Wienermobile has way more lore than I thought.
Yeah, dude, we need to do a deep dive on the Wienermobile.
Yeah.
Someone needs to. Please do it. I would watch a 3-hour video on it. The
would
thing
too.
is, that was a lot of Wisconsin talk.
Yeah.
Does the rest of the world know about the Wienermobile?
Yeah,
or
was
is
it
that,
just us?
Is it just,
Please comment that also.
are you still here?
Did we alienate ourselves by thinking the Wienermobile was a national
I feel like
icon?
everyone knows about the
Gotta
Wienermobile.
be, right?
But do they?
I think so. They have to.
Comment what
an
state you're
icon.
from and if you know the Wienermobile or not.
I just don't know if that's an
And if you've seen it.
And if you've seen it, because that was a lot of Wisconsin.
And the date and time you've seen it. And what
And a picture.
you were driving. I want to make sure this is real. I don't want no fake comments.
If you could modify the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile, what would you put
Yeah,
on
what wheels would go good on that thing?
it? American torque thrust.
Can you see them or are they hidden?
Oh, I think you can see them.
I didn't know if they were like.
They might be
covered.
partially covered, but I'm pretty sure you can see them.
I don't know. Every single picture I see. Oh yeah, you can see them.
Okay.
They're just hiding a little bit.
Yeah.
I'd
It
put a
sucks 'cause-
put a giant ass wing on the tail end of that Wiener.
I think it's perfect as is.
No, I think new wheels. I think new wheels could go a lot for it. I think
Put some
It
like
needs
You know how Rotiform did like the milk crate wheels?
yes,
I'd want to make some like grill wheels.
ooh.
that's a good idea. I was gonna say Rotiform or I guess Koenig with the aero covers.
Oh, yeah.
And
that would
put
slap.
some type of like ketchup mustard design or relish.
Yeah.
Sauerkraut.
Now we're getting somewhere.
I would yeah. I'd
I'm
put a
hungry.
APR GTC wing on the back of that Wiener, and then I would definitely put it on like some Mark ones, some Koenig MRK ones.
If anyone from Oscar Mayer is listening to this, can we get one lap around Road America with
Could you
Oscar
please
Mayer
give us the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile?
We'll
to
pay
happen
any
now.
cost, even if it puts us out of business. Please reach out.
It's
I
too
really
good
want
to
that to
not
happen.
drive. It's too good to not drive.
Man,
Dude, it's so
wait,
sick.
the bottom of it kind of look like a FD.
Let me see. Like the bun?
Is that what that is?
It kind of does, yeah.
Like,
This is gross. I hate looking at it. It's like a car accident.
Well, anyways, what were we talking about before the? Oh, it was what car you'd drive if you were old.
Yeah.
Giles, did you say?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then you came
wrong.
in with the best answer that I've ever heard in my life. So
Thanks.
Yeah.
I've been planning for a long time. That's what my retirement will look like.
I can't wait.
I think we can make it happen.
Like Dakota will never tell anybody that he's rich, but there will be signs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you see me whipping around Oscar. No, I'm happy and I made it and leave me alone.
Does Jay Leno have a Wiener Mobile?
Probably not.
You could be better than Jay Leno.
Which is another thing. Because I feel like he would. So if he doesn't, maybe other people don't.
Oh my God. Because he's got some weird shit.
That's like our own conspiracy theory now is...
Well, that was just weird that all those reports were in Wisconsin. Either they just get to Wisconsin and start driving like fucks, or they're only in Wisconsin. There's only two logical explanations.
It's just all the articles about the Wiener Mobile, like the titles are sus. 6 enormous hot dog shaped vehicles travel America, spreading, and then it's just ... It's like, what you trying to say?
I mean, as like a news person, you get the chance to write an article on the Wiener
once in a
Mobile.
lifetime
It is a
opportunity.
once in a lifetime opportunity to
You can
just do
get away with
fuck
some
shit.
wild headlines.
Meet the Oscar Mayer hot doggers driving the Wiener Mobile. Ugh.
Hot doggers? Is that? Do you have to get like a special license? for
Somebody already did drive the Oscar Mayer Wiener Mobile at a Grid Life event. Fuck!
Oh my God, that's sick, dude. There's an S2000.
So you're
with it.
saying there's a chance?
There has to be.
How the fuck did someone pull that off? And how'd they think of it before us? Honestly,
Someone has to know.
honestly, that kind of pisses me off.
Why was I not there?
Yeah, that should have been televised more.
This is insane.
It's a rabbit hole. We're getting deep.
It's almost as sane as our partner of the MartiniWorks podcast,
Who's that?
Continental.
Oh,
Did we spend this whole second section just talking about the Wiener Mobile?
Rightfully so. The amount
Hell
of lore
yeah.
it has is incredible.
That is a hell yeah moment.
Dakota, please say the jingle and tell us about Conti.
well, one thing that I can say not for sure is that Contis are on the Oscar Mayer Wiener Mobile. I guess I can't confirm that, but if they were smart, they'd have them because, dude, DWS06 Plus is on that thing. That Wiener's got grip. Any weather. Not losing traction. I guess sometimes you don't. Okay, I'm not gonna. Anyways,
No, keep going.
No. We're gonna get
No,
back
please.
to Continental Extreme Contact Sport 02. Summer's coming up. That's why I have on my Supra. I will never go back. I guess unless there's a Sport 03. That might be the only time I switch tires on my Supra because I absolutely love the 02s. They're phenomenal dry, but it blew me away in the wet. You know, Conti kills it with their wet performance. So. Oscar Mayer Wiener, you looking for some Contis, hit us up. And if you are, make sure to look up Continental at MartiniWorks.com. I'm struggling to hold it together right now, boys.
Dakota's brain is just filled with wieners right now.
Fucking short circuiting. I can literally hear it.
The CPU's like pinging 100% and like only
Fans
one.
are kicking on.
Yeah, I got to do a hard reset real quick. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may notice that this podcast, well, we're going to close it up a little bit early.
Aww.
I know. I'm sorry. Going to be honest, what I want to tell you is that we have this big plan for Season 3 podcast, and we got to dedicate as much time as humanly possible to making that next season incredible. But the real reason is that this goddamn Mixcast 4 killed one of our files again. And unfortunately, our little Sony cameras only have so much juice before they run out as well. But don't worry, next week we'll be full force, ready to rock and roll, and we're going to force this thing
To do its damn job.
to do the thing it's supposed to do its thing, you know?
my
So
God.
we do apologize. But with that being said, let us know if you enjoyed this podcast. Drop in the comments what you'd like us to talk about next week. Any topics that you guys post, we do listen to. And if you want to see more content from MartiniWorks, you can check out the main channel, obviously on YouTube. And if you're looking for car parts this tax season, you want to have a little hell yeah moment, but you want to buy the right car parts, you can do that over at MartiniWorks.com. Every purchase helps us continue to grow and support and hopefully get more batteries for our cameras and a Mixcast that works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, thank you for Fortune Auto for being a sponsor of the MartiniWorks podcast. If you guys are looking for track coilovers that are custom dialed to your specifications, definitely recommend the 500 or 510 series. And of course, if you got an off-road vehicle, now they are offering off-road
Crazy.
suspension options for 4Runners and things like that, which is a huge opportunity if you're looking for that as well. All of that is available over at MartiniWorks.com. And of course, thank you guys so much for your patience. We love you. We're sorry. Mixcast, you motherfucker. Yeah, thank you so much. That's all I got.
I'm hungry for hot dogs.